Yay! Welcome to this week's Tattoo Tuesday. We're going to use super basic. I thought I would just use, because so many of us have now received and purchased and have played with or have not played with, and I thought this would be a cool way to introduce you to your Carbotello pastel pencils. I'm just going to do a project in just those. And of course, my trusty black and white Generals charcoal and my 2 erasers. I'm also going to work on my Strathmore Tone tanned paper, sketch paper. It is 80 pounds. I'm going to find a clean sheet. And I love this one because I love that it's toned and it really helps the colors from these pastels pop. And 2, because it is perforated and I can take it out if I want to frame it or gift it or sell it. All of the above. And then I also grabbed my Uniball Signo white gel pen just in case. Just in case. But I have my white charcoal, so I might not need it. And I thought it would be kind of fun today. I don't know if you guys, first of all, before I get any further, I have moved to using an actual clip-on microphone. So if I don't know how it sounds, because I sound just like I normally do until after it's been recorded. So fingers crossed that it works and everything is good. I just thought it would be nice to, I don't think I usually have too much of a problem, but I wanted to make it a little more crystal clear for people. So forgive me if there's some little kinks. We will figure them out, but we're going to go from there. Okay. Look at these gorgeously cool, expression-filled, awesome faces. You know what these are? I found these on Pinterest, and these are actually toilet paper rolls that an artist has moistened, like saturated and molded into these shapes, and then let them dry, and then they become hard, and they've added color and whatnot. So I thought it would be kind of cool to pick 1 or 2 or all. It's up to you. I suggest if you do all, you go this way with your paper so you have room. Or if you do 1 or 2, you can go this way. Or you could squeeze them in this way, but I think it'd be more easy to make. It makes more sense to do it that way. And we're going to not only take these faces and redraw them, I'm going to use my charcoal pencil. I'm not shooting for realistic here, obviously. We know we have eyes, nose, and a mouth. Eyes, nose, and a mouth. Eyes, nose, and a mouth. Not shooting for realistic here. This is completely abstract and loose. So if you notice, when I hold my pencil, I'm going to hold it towards the end as I draw. And I might do some like twists as I go, because I do not want to be controlled. I'm trying to be loose in this project. So I'm going to draw some of the faces out, and then I thought we would add some additional stuff to it, take it further. All of these are a certain color. You can use the color that's here or whatever color that tickles your fancy. It doesn't matter, but we're going to play with the Carbotello pencils, as well as some charcoal and this imagery here. I will include this in the description box. I will attach a link so you can find this image if you'd like. Also, if you go onto Pinterest, I will attach that link. I don't know if this artist has an actual page or a bunch of imagery on Pinterest. I've seen some, so I will try to find that. If not, I will have this link in the description box as well, or a link to this image. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, so I'm just going to I think I'm going to work this way. I'm just going to I kind of like this guy's face. Wish me luck, because there's a lot of expression going on there. I'm going to just, he's got the round head, rounded face. I do not want to copy it exactly. It's strictly suggestion. Okay? There are no rules here. The only rule Jenny has is that you have fun. That's the bottom line. Notice I'm overlapping. Lots of overlapping, and then I'm going to put in some nostrils. It doesn't have to be exact like his. If you go, I don't really like the nose, I'd rather do it this way, then by all means do it that way. I find sometimes when I do, because I've done a lot of blind contour. I love contour drawing, and I find that when I do this kind of loose, quick work, I find that I automatically default to blind contour work. I don't know why. Probably because there's a lot of overlapping and stuff. So there's some darker spots right there, so I'm gonna fill that in. But look, just a few lines of bam, we all of a sudden have a face. Bam. Okay, so now I'm gonna add some extra stuff to it. No rhyme or reason. Maybe I'll give him some ears too, because it's my piece, right? I can do what I want. I can make it, you can make it. I'm gonna grab here because I want, actually, I changed my mind. I'm not going to. I'm going to give him some eyes. A little bit of the pupil. Give him some eye creases. There. Now we've got a friend. I got a new friend here. Let's call him Fred. We shall call him Fred. We'll put some there. You can throw in a neck if you want. Not necessary. If you want, you can say, I want Fred to have some stubble. I'll probably end up going over a lot of this with some other colors, but I can always add them back. Look how cool that is. Okay, so now I really like this face too. Look, he went from closed eyes, and I had the closed eyes, to full open eyes. He looks so friendly, my friend Fred here. So friendly. I like Fred. Okay, I think I'm going to do this friend. I love that his eyes are covered, or its eyes are covered. Make sure you guys can see. Okay. I'm going to start with this line right here. Loose. Remember, we're working loose. Go in and then draw the jaw. I'm doing it again. I just defaulted to contour drawing. So crazy. Cracks me up. I do it all the time. Does anybody else out there do that? I don't know if anybody else really has the years and years of contour drawing that I have under my belt. Oh, you notice. This was this line right here. First of all, I didn't make it low enough. Let's go back here. There are no mistakes. There's only opportunities. My friend has a large head. Hat? Let's make it a hat. And then we're going to come here. Super dark right there. Remember, I'm using a lot of Carpastella, so a lot of this will be gone over too. I've also want to touch base a little bit. I want to talk about this a little bit. A lot of my people, my followers on Next Generation Art, they are getting these Carpastella pencils and the pan pastels, the chalk pencils and the pastels, and they're doing, first of all, they're afraid to play because they don't know how to use them. And I've said this before. Guys, the only way you're really going to get familiar with the product of any product, pan pastels, watercolor, paint, acrylic, I can tell you till I'm blue in the face perfectly what it is that you guys need to do to make it happen. You will not get a feel for anything until you actually play with it. Okay, so trust in yourself to have some fun. All right, to allow yourself to make mistakes, because in those mistakes you do learn, I promise. But trust yourself to do that. And let's give our friend Charlie a neck. I'm going to give Charlie just one ear, because Charlie rocks. Charlie doesn't need two ears. He hears perfectly out of the one ear. Okay, so now I'm going to turn Charlie's head into a hat, because I can. So you got to play, you guys. You got to play. That's one. Number two, a lot of, we're used to working with graphite, and graphite, you do a lot of blending. You can use your finger, you can use a blending stump, you can use a cotton swab. There's all kinds of different tools that you can use to blend. A tissue, anything. With chalk pastel and pan pastels, there's not a lot of blending. And I mean, like these guys right here, this is a blending stump in your finger and stuff. You can do a little bit, like sometimes I'll tap it, but I don't do crazy blending because the oils in your fingers disrupt the pastel. It works better with graphite, but it's not so great with pastel. And the blending, you lose the intensity. If you do too much blending, a little bit again, like you can see, I have used it, but it's been very minimal. I don't do full, entire large pieces of blending. I go for it, and I I just use, the way I blend is I use the pencils over each other. The pencils over each other create the layers, and they blend beautifully together. Beautifully. So you see, I do not mind. I'm a huge fan of when charcoal mixes in with the other stuff, which is why I always use it when I sketch out. Like if I'm using acrylic, I don't use it with watercolor, but if I'm using acrylic or like pastels or mixed media of any kind, I usually draw out first with a charcoal, because I love how it connects when it blends in and blurs the lines. It's also kind of, like I said before, it's like a built-in shadow indicator. because it's already there in your lines where the shadows would be. So it works. I think I've had Halloween in October on the brain, which is why I immediately defaulted to this green color. So you could, maybe I'll do a third if we have time. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. And sometimes it's fun to just work quick, right? It's fun to work quick, get it out, get it down on paper, not think too much. I really these days try not to think too much when it comes to my art because it's such a respite for me. I don't want to give too much of myself to it other than just the enjoyment part of it. If you really are a person who enjoys the thinking process, like I love research. I love doing research and finding references and learning the, the ins and outs and all that kind of stuff. See, like now these two, like I'm just going to come in with my blending stump because I want that green to just soften a tiny bit. I'm doing it so gently, you guys. It's so gentle. I'm also going to come back in with this one to help smooth out that edge. I don't lose the effect of the green, the darker shadow of the green. Not at all. I'm going to put some down here. Something down here. I didn't put any green in here. Get a strict yellow chin. Don't be afraid to play, you guys. But as I was saying, the charcoal is the shadow bits. Like it becomes, what kind of neck should we give him? Let's give him orange. These colors go really well together. I'm going to come back in with this. And I'm going to change up his shirt a bit. What should I give him? Overlapping, totally don't care. Scribbles, loose scribbles. What am I going to do with this? So, thank goodness. It's not going to go away completely because it is charcoal. It's pretty dark, but that's okay. I don't mind because I'll come in with something else and fix it. I swear, all of my work and my creating, because nothing ever turns out like I expected it to. I don't know if you guys have that issue or you're super lucky when it comes to that. And whatever's in your head pops out on your page, because hallelujah, you're going to have to teach me that trick because I have no idea. My luck is always, let's make it work. Which is, I think, one of the reasons I love abstract so much, or I've grown to love abstract so much, because it's those make it work moments where you get to really push yourself and see where you can go. Figure it out, right? Figure out what it is to get, or where you're going, the direction you're going as you work. Did you see all that? Now, this is not a Carbothello. This is Pit Pastel, Faber-Castell. I love their colors, but I'm not super crazy with how they lay down. Like my Carbothellos are softer and butterier, that's even a word, and creamier. And they seem to cover more to me. Overall, I am not a Faber-Castell girl. Like I don't really like their color tones. The same reason, they're too hard. I know, there's so many people that love them, and I hope I didn't just lose people. I promise it's not personal. It's just something I have tried them, and I have, it's not like I've just no, snobbishly said, no, I don't want to do it. But because I have tried, I have played with them. I wanted to. I want to find the ultimate, and I'm a Prismacolor girl. I truly am. Truly am. Now it's just time to have some fun. Throw in some doodles. It's not going to look anything like it looked before. Or this. But it's kind of cool where we started, though. This friend was here. This guy was here. super fun. I'm going to give him some purple lips. Because why not? He's my dude, right? I can do whatever I want. Give him some purple lips. Okay, I'm going to come up here. I have adopted this hand stand, like this handhold, because I work in pastel so much now that I do have this tool. And for the life of me, I'm going to blank and forget what it's called. This is, you put your hand on it like this, so you can rest your hand and hold your pencil. But I work so loose all the time that I don't really use this. I will show it I'll put it in the link. I'll, put a link in the description box though for people who have that's what I need. Because, if you want more control, which I do sometimes, for sure. There's pieces that I work on that I definitely want more control in. And then this comes in handy. But overall, I tend to hold it the other way. I love that. I love it when the white hits that and blends. Oh, it's so pretty. And how could you? It's like an ombre effect. So cool. I'm going to put some pings of light in here. Just a little. And then I'm going to tap it because I don't want it to be too strong. Putting some highlights in his cheeks. I'll put some on his chin. Now, when I blow, you can see that there's a lot of dust. Not crazy amount, but this is not like a pastel matte paper or a sanded UArt sanded pastel paper. So it doesn't have a lot of tooth in order to hold the pastel in. This is a good one though, because it does grab a lot of the pigment. It just also creates a lot of dust. If that makes any sense. I hope it does. I love making white stripes with my white pencil. It's kind of magical. I'm going to come back in with these guys. Put a little shadow there and there. He's shaping up lovely, if I do say so myself. Okay, I'm going to finish this dude, and then I'm going to go into this guy, and this guy I will fast forward. And yeah. Now he kind of looks like he has a knitted cap. Don't be afraid, you guys. It's just art supplies, right? It's just art supplies. Everything is replaceable. Find if you keep your things, if you hold them so precious, so many people in my groups and throughout the years, I've heard, even me, you just don't touch something because it's so precious. It's become so precious. And the longer you wait, the more precious it becomes. And then all of a sudden you're like, I never used that. I never used that. And I really wanted to. Don't be afraid. Just go for it. Someone today in my group, I try to ask every week, what's on your art table today? What are your goals for the week? That kind of thing. And someone said to stop judging myself and to just go for it. I loved that answer. I was like, yes. Yes, yes, yes. That's the attitude. Just do it. What do you got to lose? Just go for it. I had no idea where this was going to go. I know how to work with these materials because I have spent a lot of time practicing and playing with them. But I've never done something like this before. I'm going to blow real quick. I had no idea what was going to happen. So I'm going to take my blue again and come back over this just a little to soften. So instead of taking my blending stump or my finger, I just came back over these just to soften them. Just to soften them some. I think I'm going to make my stripes. Go like this. Again, this is a Faber-Castell, so it's a little stiffer than I prefer. I'm gonna give him a little funky top hat. And then that'll be my connector. I need, where'd it go? There it is. Draw those lines in. Now, question is, I think I want to find a darker blue. Fill that in so it kind of looks like, it is so wonky, but I don't care. Just throwing in some shadows. I think I'm going to come out with this too. Just a little. And now we're going to color. I like this green a lot. If you've followed me for a while, you know I'm obsessed with this chartreusey green in any format. Watercolor, chalk pastel, acrylic paint. Yeah, if I can use it, I will. Absolutely. I want this green. I don't know. Let's see. It's kind of it's not quite a Christmas green. It's a little darker than a Christmas green. And unfortunately, Carptel does not write names. He just write numbers. This is 595, number 595. I'm going to make soft lines. They're visible, but they're not as harsh. Oh, I like this a lot. Totally wasn't planning on it. Not even remotely. But I listened to that little voice and said, what if you did this? Oh, I like that a lot. Very, very cool. And if I didn't, I would have just taken my pencil and colored over and started again. No biggie. No biggie. Or moved on. If you're like, I only have a few minutes, I only have like 15 minutes that I allot to this every day, then move on to a new piece. Don't waste your time. I'm always telling my people, don't waste your time. If you're not having fun, move on. That looks awesome. I am so stoked I did that. Okay, I'm going to grab this because I want to come up here and put some stripes in here. If you haven't noticed in all the followings that you have, all the videos and the pieces that I've made, the creations, I absolutely love polka dots, stripes, and swirls. Those are like my symbols, my babies. I use them all the time. They just adopted me, and I said, okay, I am okay with that. Oops, wrong one. Pop that out a little. Pop that out a little. Pop that out a little. I totally dig that. I love what just happened there. Okay. My friend, what did I call him? What was his name? This is Fred. Charles? Charlie? I don't remember. Poof, gone. Gone. Come over here. It's true. I love, love, love. Where's my orange? Mimic the colors that are over here. I'm trying to mimic into this guy. Into these to kind of pull the eye that way. Making some polka dots. You know what? I keep wanting to call this an awl, but it is absolutely not an awl. Not an awl at all. So I say that I will find out for you. I'm not going to say it's an all because I don't think it is. I really don't think it is. We're going to come up. Oh, look at that color. I love this color. It goes with everything, you guys. I mean, look at it next to all of these colors. Oh, I just love it so much. Now, this is a color that brings me much joy. This I don't mind. My oils getting on the finger, oils from my fingers, just to soften it. I don't mind at all. That little extra powder that comes up, because this isn't a super porous piece. I'm going to move it aside and blow. And hope that my recording on the mic for the first time worked. If not, you'll still hear me. You'll just hear me through the camera, which is fine. It's totally worked. I just thought I would try something new. Now I smeared a little bit right there. Don't care. I'm going to come back in. It just adds, it's another layer. In fact, I might do it a couple spots because I like the way it looked. See, had I not done that by accident, I would not have known. I actually kind of dig the way that looks. If you hear my husband, excuse me, he's working from home still. Okay, my friend is done. Oh, wait. In here, in the center. Now you can, I went with dudes. You guys can go and make them pretty. Females, go super girly, glammy, polka dots, diamonds, sparkles. You don't have to do this in pastel. This would work beautifully. Chalk on my finger. This would work beautifully in colored pencil because of the paper it's on. Paper, a white Prismacolor pencil and the colored pencils themselves work really beautifully on this Strathmore tan paper. Okay, so now I'm going to start with this guy and I'm just going to go for it. I'm not going to talk anymore. I'm just going to play, okay? Don't be afraid to play, you guys. Don't be afraid to play. Okay guys, so here is the final piece. That was a lot of fun, per the usual. You know why? Because I would have stopped if it wasn't. I would have stopped if it wasn't fun, because like I said, I only have so much time in the day that I want to, that I'm able to apply to my creative parts and of my life, and I want them to be enjoyable. So if it's not enjoyable, I stop. I stop. So that was very, very cool. Thank you for being here. If you like what you see and you're enjoying How to Tuesday, please go ahead and like and subscribe and join the page. Be sure to click that bell so you get personal notifications. Also, you heard me talk about my group, Next Generation Art, on Facebook. Please join us there. Please join us there. We have weekly prompts this next month coming up in a couple days. We have our 3rd year of Gentober, where each day we do a prompt and share one a day. We have 31 days for the month of October. And this year is themed witches, all kinds of different witches. So thanks for being here, you guys. I had a lot of fun. I love you. I'll see you next week. Bye.